It's time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Newell. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. But for those of you who do know me, you know that that's not why we're always here, right? Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. And with that, let's jump right in. Okay, guys, so we just wrapped the 13th season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Last night was the reunion part 3, and it was intense. It was a crazy season. While a lot of fans feel like this was a little bit of a lackluster season, we have to remember and give a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. This was being filmed during COVID. I mean, to be honest, Real Housewives of Dallas, Real Housewives of Orange County, and Real Housewives of New Jersey were all filmed during COVID, alongside Real Housewives of New York and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They're actually currently filming the new season of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and the Real Housewives of Potomac. So we just have to get used to this sort of new dynamic for the Housewives and what these shows will look like with the masks and going through the procedures of the pandemic. Now, Real Housewives of Dallas didn't hold me through the whole season. It didn't necessarily keep my attention, but it definitely wasn't as bad as the Real Housewives of Orange County. So I have to say, for the women of Atlanta, I think that they did a pretty good job. Now, there are rumors that we're about to lose not only a friend of, but we're also losing a housewife, and this is going to be intense. Before we jump into that, though, I just want to go over a little bit about the reunion. Not too much, because I'll be covering that tomorrow on a live with RJ Allen. So let's just kind of touch the surface on this. So guys, as we saw in this episode, we had Drew Sidora and Latoya Ali constantly going at it, and I feel like this is the never-ending situation. Latoya Ali came in just blazing. She was looking for a fight with someone. She started altercations with everybody on the show, technically, except for Kandi Burruss and Cynthia Bailey, I guess. But who's really going to fight with Cynthia Bailey, and over what? She lost Portia's trust. She kind of went against Kenya by outing the fact that her soon-to-be ex-husband, Mark Daly, was looking for alimony. She told Shamia Morton to pretty much mind her own business. She's definitely not in the best standing with Marlo Hampton. I at least want to say that. Marlo really doesn't have anyone who's in the best standing with her. They tolerate her. They appreciate her on the show because she keeps the dynamics moving, but she doesn't really get super close with anyone. And even when she did our OG Nene leaks, they still had their problems. Okay, so just to be fair. Now, after speaking with one of my favorite YouTubers, Unwind with Tasha K gets all of the information before a lot of people get it because she has the connections. Her winos reach out to her and let her know that producers have been talking and Latoya Ali will not be returning to the show. This is why, guys. Even though she showed up to the reunion and she brought her new man, who has really interesting rumors of allegedly hooking up with Jeffree Star, so that's kind of chaotic in itself. She brought this man to show producers, hey, I know my ex-husband wasn't willing to film last season, and that's why you guys made me a friend of, because I couldn't show my kids and I couldn't film with my husband. He didn't want to be a part of this. He honestly did an interview and said that he felt like it was bad for her brand, and she only got paid like 20 grand to even do the show in the first place. So I think I would have taken his lead on this one because it also damaged her YouTube channel. At least that's what they're saying. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what Tasha K said. Now she has to focus on rebranding herself, rebuilding her brand. Anyways, moving forward, the women don't want to film with her. If no one wants to film with you on the show, you're not going to be a part of the show. Brandi Glanville did the same thing where she burned almost every relationship on the show for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and look where she is today. She even came back trying to get her diamond back by outing her relationship with Denise Richards. Whether it was a one-off, a hookup, whatever it was just another person who was in her corner that she used as collateral in order to climb that ladder to get her job back. It's almost like Latoya Ali took a page out of Brandi's book, and she was like, hey, this is how this is going to work. If I come on the show and I start riffs with everyone, then maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to be a full-time peach holder next season. Nope. That's not what happened. Kenya Moore said that Latoya should have listened to her, and if she would have, then maybe she would still be on the show. But at the end of the day, I feel like there's nothing more to talk about when it comes to LaToya because she won't be. In fact, there was another friend of the show who was supposedly going to be joining and getting a full-time peach this upcoming season, season 14, when they started filming. It was Fallon Gobadia. However, now that her and her husband have announced that they would be getting a divorce, I don't know if that's going to happen either. He was part of the reason that she had such a lavish lifestyle. And I did an interview with Fallon Gobadia, and I think she is an absolute sweetheart. She's fantastic. And, she has everything that exudes being a real housewife. She had the mansion, she had the private jet, she had the blended family, she had the husband that catered to her. But if she no longer has that, and we haven't even gotten to see that side, really, not in depth. I mean, we scratched the surface just a little bit. I don't know if producers will still be as interested as they once were. Now, when it came to this part of the reunion, the third part, Andy Cohen took all of the women to Bolo court. Of course, that was the main storyline of this season, and everyone wanted to know who hooked up with Bolo. It was rumored that there were two cast members. I don't want to say housewives because Tanya Sam was not a housewife, but two cast members that hooked up with Bolo. And Andy Cohen wanted to know because that was kind of the main focus of this season. It definitely wasn't Cynthia Bailey's wedding. When he asked Kenya why was she so adamant about taking all of the women to Bolo court, Kenya just put it plain and simple like this. A, Portia is not my friend. So all of you guys were going after me because when we went on the cast trip, I didn't feed you guys. I didn't get you guys a crab cake, and you guys raked my name through the mud over food. So if you're going to do that over food, hell yeah, I'm going to take you down. And then also she said, even though the women went ahead and wanted to kind of make this a real bachelorette party, have that sort of risque fun without the cameras, Kenya said, no, this is a cast house. We're working. We're on a cast trip. There are cameras in the house, and it is what it is. If you're working and you want to hook up with people when you're in a cast house, yeah, it's fair game. It's part of it. If you didn't want it to be known, then maybe you should have walked your ass out to the beach and hooked up with Bolo there. Portia doesn't agree because she feels like all of the women kind of came to a general consensus of let's cover the cameras, let's have some real fun, let's take our mics off and kick the producers out. Well, when you have one person in the group who's waiting for you to have that moment of weakness, and it's not even a moment of weakness, she can celebrate her sexuality and being sex positive however she wants. She's a single woman. She said that. I am a single woman. Get out of my pants. If I want to do something, if I want to hook up with Bolo on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll do whatever the hell I want. And I agree with Portia. Now, I kind of see where Kenya's coming from in some degree, only because it is still a reality TV show. It was still in a cast house, and this is your job. By signing up for these shows, well, at least you should, especially when you're as seasoned as Portia is when it comes to being a part of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you should know that anything that you do is going to come to light. Now, a lot of fans wanted to know, and they addressed this at the reunion, why didn't Kandi shut down Kenya? Kandi said, I'm not responsible for Kenya. I'm not here to shut down anyone. Kenya also, alongside Marlo, threw Kandi under the bus, saying that she was talking about who hooked up with Bolo in the first place, but she was doing it very gracefully off camera. It's not so graceful, though, when you tell a bunch of people who are waiting to take that moment and get their 5 minutes, they're going to blast your name, run your name through the mud, and they're going to expose you for everything that they can. By doing that, by giving us information that wasn't necessarily seen on TV at the reunion, making it that much more explosive, that's going to make sure that you're on the next season, that those women will be on season 14. Now, there is another rumor that came out, and it came out from a very notable, reliable source, that we will be losing another housewife. Speculation was that it would be Cynthia Bailey, because a lot of fans feel like her storyline has kind of run its course. However, we've heard that it's either Portia or Kenya. Now, Portia has been on the front lines this past season. She was putting herself out there for the Black Lives Matter movement, and she was also following in her grandfather's footsteps. So with that, I think Bravo really celebrated her and her position. They not only let her be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but they also put her on Bravo's chat room. And if you noticed in the intro, she was the first one up front and center holding the peach. I don't know if she would be the one who would be getting kicked off the show. Then fans were saying, well, Portia and Kenya, they can't both be on the show because at this point, they don't like each other. There's no forging a friendship here. And if there's no forging a friendship, why are we putting a group of women together where two clearly just do not get on? It kind of makes the dynamic not worth watching to some people. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, but I do see where fans are coming from because it makes it seem inauthentic. This group of women wouldn't necessarily, let me put it this way. If you have someone that you don't like going out on a trip with all of your friends, maybe even 2 or 3 people who you don't like going on a trip, and then you have 2 people who you do like, are you going to just put yourself out there to go on a trip? No, you most 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't. And I know what fans are going to say, and I know what you guys are going to say in my comment section. If I was getting paid, I definitely would. I would show up. Okay, I see that. Kenya Moore still has to collect that paycheck, but I do agree one of them probably has to go. I just don't know which one it would be. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think it would be Cynthia Bailey, Portia Williams, or Kenya Moore? Just to piggyback off of that too, a lot of other fans were saying they're done with Kandi Burruss being a part of the show, even though she adds that element of celebrity because she was well known before she ever joined the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's a Grammy award-winning songwriter. She has multiple businesses. She's an amazing entrepreneur. She's very successful. They feel like she doesn't add or offer a lot of storyline to the show. If you think about it, guys, this past season, her main storyline was sending off her daughter to college. There wasn't a lot going on there. She opened another restaurant, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. I mean, honestly, LaToya Ali and Drew Sidora had more drama. And for a seasoned OG housewife, we would kind of expect or hope that Kandi would have brought more to the table. As for Drew Sidora, she's definitely coming back, and we're going to see what that dynamic looks like now that she's moved into her new house. Even though she had a $30,000 tax lien against it, she addressed that too, saying that, hey, listen, I bought my new house, and the only reason we have a tax lien is because we're waiting to sell our other house to pay it off. It's not a big deal. It's not like Jax Taylor's $1.2 million tax lien against his $2 million house. It's a very different scenario. As far as Marlo Hampton, we know she'll be back. Shamia Morton, if Portia comes back, she'll be back as a friend of, like she always is, but I don't think that she'll ever be a full-time peach holder. I don't think that fans are as invested in Shamia Morton. While she looked beautiful and amazing on the reunion floor, I just don't think that I don't think she'll be back. As for Cynthia Bailey, maybe we will have her back. Maybe she needs that anchor. She did address this on the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, saying Mike just got a full-time job in Atlanta, so they won't be moving to Los Angeles. He'll be right back in Atlanta, kind of letting us know and letting Andy Cohen know and the producers, I will be here for filming. So if you guys want to bring me back, I'll be here. I just wonder though, if we got rid of Cynthia or if we got rid of Portia or Kenya, would that make the show less appealing? Because think about it, when we got rid of Vicky Gunvalson and Tamra Judge on the Real Housewives of Orange County, we lost 2 very important anchors. While a lot of fans didn't necessarily love to watch them, you have to remember they knew the dynamic of the show. They were there since the beginning, Tamra almost since the beginning, and they knew how to keep the storyline spinning. So once we lost them, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Look at the ratings for season 15. They were terrible. Now, not only did Drew Sidora and LaToya Ali, just segueing back into it, not get along, LaToya Ali said that she would eventually love to forge a friendship and get back to a better place with Drew Sidora, but Drew was not letting go of the fact that, LaToya Ali ruined her baby's baptism. She said that by her hooking up with the prophet, it messed everything up. And then she also said there is such thing as a false prophet. Now, LaToya, with just her wildness, she did say she got the holy drip, and why are you getting mad at me if you're calling this man a false prophet, which Drew Sidora did, and you want a false prophet who that has allegedly done other things, baptize your kid? Girl, you're reaching. Goodbye. Guys, of course, like I said, we will be addressing all of this tomorrow with RJ Allen. And not only will we be addressing it, but on the latter half of that video, we will be bringing on Fem Tarot to do some fun tarot card readings. I hope you guys will join us tomorrow. I will be dropping the time sometime tonight. But if you guys haven't already, go ahead, comment below. I want to know who you think is going to be losing their peach. I also want to know what you think about LaToya Ali losing her friend role. And how about Tanya Sam going MIA? There's a lot of questions and I need a lot of answers. Before you go, guys, don't forget to comment, subscribe, hit that like button, and also that notification bell because you're watching Up and Adam, and we'll see you so very soon. Bye, guys.
Check us out every Monday and Wednesday. Thanks for watching Up and Adam.